Your greatest failure is about to become your biggest financial asset. God has a divine plan to turn your deepest regret into a testimony of incredible wealth. And it starts today. There is a moment in your past that haunts you. A failed business, a bad investment, a lost job. It's a wound you try to hide, a source of shame and disqualification. You see it as a permanent stain on your record. But God sees it as the raw material for your greatest masterpiece. He is a God of redemption, and His redemptive power is not just for your soul, but for your story, your career, and your finances. The enemy wants you to be defined by your failure. God wants to use your failure to design your future. The stakes are your purpose. That failure did not disqualify you. It uniquely qualified you for a specific assignment that will lead to unimaginable wealth and influence. You must change your perspective on your past. That failure was not a dead end. It was a detour to a greater destiny. It was a divine setup for a glorious comeback. Understanding God's three-part redemptive plan is the key to unlocking this incredible future. The first part of God's plan is to extract the wisdom from your wound. Every failure contains a priceless lesson, a seed of wisdom that can only be cultivated in the soil of adversity. God allowed you to go through that failure to teach you something you could not have learned in success. Perhaps it was a lesson in humility, in integrity, or in relying on Him instead of your own strength. You must now stop seeing it as a failure and start seeing it as an education. An expensive education, perhaps, but an invaluable one. Imagine a blacksmith plunging a piece of steel into the fire. The fire is intense, but it is necessary to make the steel strong and malleable. Your failure was the fire. It burned away your pride and your impurities, and it forged a new level of strength and character in you. You must now partner with God to identify the specific lessons He was teaching you in that season. Ask Him, God, what did you want me to learn from that? As you gain this new perspective, the shame of the past will begin to transform into the strength of your present. But wisdom is not enough. The second part of God's plan is to turn your testimony into your platform. Your story of failure and redemption is your unique selling proposition. In a world of curated perfection, your story of authentic struggle and comeback is a powerful magnet. God is going to position you to help others who are going through the same thing you overcame. Your failure gave you a PhD in a specific problem. You are now an expert. God is going to turn your mess into your message and your test into your testimony. Think of the art of kintsugi, the Japanese practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. The belief is that the object is more beautiful for having been broken. Your story is that piece of pottery. The cracks of your failure are about to be filled with the gold of God's redemption, and your story will become a thing of immense beauty and value. The very thing you were ashamed of will become the foundation of your future business, your ministry, your book, your brand. Your wound will become your wealth, not just financially, but in purpose and impact. This is the redemptive genius of God. Finally, the third part of God's plan is to release a blessing of restoration. God is not just going to redeem your story. He is going to restore what you lost. The Bible promises that God will restore the years that the locusts have eaten. This is a promise of divine payback. For the money you lost, for the time you wasted, for the reputation that was damaged, God is promising a season of a supernatural restoration. This is not just about getting back to where you were. It is about being promoted to a level you could never have reached without the failure. The blessing on the other side of your obedience will be exponentially greater than what you lost. The feeling is like watching a forest regrow after a devastating fire. The fire seemed like the end, but the ash created a nutrient-rich soil that allows the forest to grow back stronger and more vibrant than before. Your failure was the fire. The season of restoration is the regrowth. You are about to see new life, new opportunities, and new resources spring forth from the ashes of your past. Your greatest failure was not an accident. It was an appointment. It was an appointment with the God of redemption, who has been working behind the scenes to turn your greatest regret into your most glorious chapter. Stop hiding your scars. They are the proof that you were wounded, but you healed. They are the evidence of your victory. Your comeback story starts today. Embrace the wisdom, share the testimony, and prepare for the restoration. Your past failure is the key that will unlock the vault of your future wealth. If this message of redemption has given you hope, subscribe for more content that empowers you to see God's plan in every part of your story. Your future is bright.